This is weird because this is our first time doing this over a Skype call, but no one's really gonna see this, so that's fun.
I mean, I get that, but we're like in kind of like a fake quarantine zone type thing.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? Just cue the intro. Hello, guys. Two Lion Brothers podcast, also known as T.L.B.P. I'm Victor,
And I'm Adrian.
and we magically brought a guest in the middle of quarantine. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Daniel. I'm friends with Victor and vague friends with Adrian.
Oh
Not
wow,
vague, you
vague
know what I
friends.
mean.
We're vague friends. I like how I made the friend list, which is vaguely.
Well, I don't remember the last time I saw you.
Last time I saw you, you were taking the bus actually,
Yeah.
and I casually just smiled at you because
hmm
I think I was on the phone at the time.
Yeah.
Probably. Usually that's how it is. Like I always have my earphones in because I'm like a phone call kind of person, not like a texting kind of person. So
Yeah.
like 95% of the time I'm like I have my earphones in and I'm like talking to myself and I look like a complete weirdo, but I'm actually just on the phone talking to somebody. I'm
I
not
think that's a
crazy.
good idea, actually.
What?
I like
Imagine,
calling.
imagine making like a whole podcast, like of just footage of just continuous text messages,
Like just
like screen recording a bunch of text messages.
imagine like when they leave you on red though, like it's just like 3 days of like nothing, no movement. Just
But imagine that you wouldn't have to like be hearing it or anything. You could just be like in the middle of school and just be like reading a video of a bunch of text messages.
I mean I
But
get
like a teacher would think you're texting.
I mean it'd be weird. Like I don't know how we'd go. Anyway, that's not the point. That's not why we're here. We're not here to figure out new ideas. We're here to. Anyway, how you been, Daniel? I mean, it's been an interesting couple of days to say the least.
I got back from my trip and now I have to stay in my house for more than 2 weeks or something like that. And
Where did
school's
you go?
canceled, which isn't fun. I went to Dominican Republic. It's in
Oh,
Canada.
so you're one of the travelers.
Yes.
Oh,
Sometimes.
some.
I didn't
Sometimes.
get I didn't get burnt this time because last time I've been there, I my back was just dead skin. I looked like a
Yeah,
snake.
because you're very like.
Yes.
What? I like how you're trying so hard not to say the other one. Okay. Anyway, no, yeah, like in our case, it's like we haven't traveled, but like we left the city and we were like we entered Montreal and then we came back and in that like time of coming and going, basically just shut itself down.
Yeah. Uh, my mom was watching the news and waiting for Justin Trudeau to come out onto his front yard porch thing,
Yeah, because he's
and
like
we were all because he was gonna close all the other things that aren't Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver, and Calgary.
I
We were
think
Yeah.
scared that we were gonna get trapped in the Dominican Republic, but we were
yeah.
fine.
I think we should explain what's going on for those who aren't
Oh
Canadian,
yeah.
because we have a non-Canadian audience, ironically enough, and probably no one cares about what Canada's doing. Let's be real. Anyway, so he laughs, but I'm serious. Yeah, man. There are people like all over the world listening to this. So like I just gotta preface all of this. So in Canada currently, we're basically told to self-isolate and avoid people as much as physically possible, up to a meter. Right now, me and my brother are breaking that rule because we've been together for the past 5 days, no, 6 days straight. And if either one of us has it,
Well, if I have it, he basically has it
yeah, at
anyways.
this point, like it's too late. Like there's no point. It's been like 6, 7 days where we've been together. There's just no avoiding it, regardless.
He hasn't been out in like what?
I haven't gone out in 4 days.
I went out for some sanitizer.
Uh,
The yo man, the
And
mission to
bro,
find
we needed
Purell.
toilet paper. We started running out.
Like just genuinely, like it wasn't like we were stocking up on it. Like we just genuinely needed toilet paper
Yeah.
because we ran out.
yeah.
But there's like no toilet paper. It's like, what do you do? Like like
Why toilet paper? Like honestly, shouldn't people be worrying about food and stuff? Like
this
initially, everyone's just like, I need the toilet paper.
man. I
Well,
don't.
You don't need the toilet paper if you're not getting any food.
I was
You know.
waiting for my or when we were out for the week, I had my uncle take care of my dog because like little puppy. Anyways, um we had him stock up on a bunch of food, so we got a bunch of beans and a bunch of other food. But I asked him for chocolate chips because I wanted to make cookies, but he just didn't. It made me kind of upset. But he also just left the house a mess, which sucks. But besides that, I haven't left the house.
Yeah, we're all kind of just like prisoners of our own house.
I went out today. Go throw out the trash.
Congrats. You got to walk like 3 meters.
And the dog wanted to lick me. There was that too. Yeah.
Oh no, so getting back to what Canada's done. Canada has basically shut its borders down. They're like canceling flights like internationally. Anyone from Europe is no longer allowed into the country, ironically enough. And we're now in the process of canceling literally everything else. In a couple of weeks, I feel like Canada is going to be full shutdown, and then we're all going to be officially quarantined, and we're not going to be allowed to leave our houses for whatever reason.
You ran out of air halfway through that.
Yeah, because it's a lot to say. And but like, what's interesting though is that like Trudeau has been our prime minister. For those who don't know, we don't have a president; we have a prime minister. Our prime minister, his name's Justin Trudeau. I'm sure you've all seen the memes of
Justin Trudeau.
I mean, I'm sure everyone's seen the meme of like Donald Trump's daughter just looking at him. That went viral, like all over the internet.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like that was like it was like a year ago. Anyway, not the point. So he every day at like noon or 1ish, he like does like an update from like the front of his house like to the press, and then like some of his cabinet ministers will also like jump in and be like, look, this is what we're doing, this is what we're done, this is the system, and all of them look just like they haven't slept in like 5 to 6 days. Like all of them, they're like, look, we're trying to deal with this, but like I haven't slept, bro. Like I'm trying to get it, I promise I'm trying to get it done, but like I can't right now, I can't, which has been really interesting to see.
Yeah.
All right, so
normally what we do is the other brother, so not me, Victor, the better one, not brings in the questions. So Agent would normally bring in the questions for those first time listeners. Do you have any actual questions besides how are you doing?
Yeah, I do actually. I was gonna ask how you guys met because I genuinely don't know how you guys met.
School.
Yeah.
In like grade 7, I think it was.
Yep.
Like you guys don't know.
He was at the soccer field. Normally, I meet people at the soccer field.
And then I missed the soccer net completely.
Yeah, there was no goal.
I normally do.
There was no goalie, and it was a free goal shot, and he missed.
Yeah.
And that's how you guys met.
And that's how we met.
And
it started off with me being like, "Wow, you can't play soccer," and then he's like, "Yes, I can." I didn't believe him from that day forward.
So it's all just like I promise this is just a fluke. I tripped on the grass.
And then we just started talking, and then we had another friend.
Another friend.
Another
other friend. You
and
know.
Then, and then it just kind of became a group.
And then I know you guys were like a mass of like 15 people at one point. Yeah, by the time
maybe not 15.
By the time grade 8 came, by the time grade 8 came around, you guys were a huge group of people.
Well, no, that's because you saw us as a big group because it was like near the end of the year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it was a big group.
Yeah.
It was, but we weren't hanging out all the time though.
I mean, I like how like there was like a group and then there were little groups like where you guys would like branch off. Like one-offs.
Well, it's because we need our alone time sometimes. You know what I mean? We need to break.
I think every group of friends has smaller groups.
Yeah.
No, this is what I yeah, for sure. I remember telling there was a few when I was in high school, and like the year after me came into high school, I told them, guys, look, you guys should try your best to stay friends as much as possible. And they all look at me and go, wait, why? I'm like, because as soon as high school's over, you're never gonna see this person again. Like you're probably never gonna see this person will no longer exist in your life. Like unless you're physically trying to maintain the friendship. Like it's just the way it is. Or you guys just happen to be taking the same thing in college or university.
What are you taking in college?
And you guys go into the same you guys go to the same college or university. Other than that, it's like a mission to coordinate scheduling, working schedules, school schedules, life schedule. Like it is a mission. And like at one point, like I was telling Victor how like I have friends who literally now they're like it's between going to the gym, sleeping, or eating. Like That's how much time we had when we're like in school. Like, do I sleep? Do I go to the gym or do I eat? Like, which one do I want to partake in today?
Eating.
Because like no, because you're always so busy. Like you forget to do certain things. Like I could go like a whole week without ever eating lunch and then being like, oh, maybe I
We're
should
doing
eat.
that now.
Well, no, but that's because we're eating like at like 11 o'clock, man. That's brunch. But it's more like at one point you come to the realization, oh, so this is what people mean by when they're busy. It's like, oh, I'm actually busy. Who would have thought? Yeah, so that's how you guys met.
Yeah,
He
soccer field.
he tripped, missed the goal, and then you just made fun of him essentially.
I didn't make
I
fun
don't
of
even think I tripped. I just missed.
He just missed.
I'm trying to soften the blow here, man.
Yeah,
I claimed to be a better soccer player than I actually was.
What?
I claimed to be a better soccer player than I actually was. I wasn't good at all.
Are you still playing soccer or have
No.
you
Confidently no.
He's just like, no, that was
That was a phase.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say that was a 12-year-old's dream, but now it's a little bit more realistic. No, I remember when was it? There was a time where you and another friend of yours, you guys were in the hall, and I think it was we've had Carly on already, so I can say his name.
Yeah.
He was like chasing somebody, and like the person he was chasing like fell, and we were like running. We were in a staircase, and you were laughing so hard that I remember the drama teacher whose classroom is like right next to the staircase came out and like started yelling at us. And I was like, I'm with them. They're not on their. I'm with them. It was like the funniest moment because there's some guy just like lying on the like middle of the stairs who like tripped. And then Josh was just dying of laughter, and you and your other friend were just there, like just witnessing. It's like we didn't do anything. I promise. We're not culprits. We're just watching. We're just observing. It's not our fault. I promise. It was interesting. That was like what 4 or 5 years ago now. Man, that was a while ago.
Wow, I've known you for so long, and I don't even know your favorite color.
Guess.
Turquoise.
No.
Blue.
No, close.
Close?
No, it was the opposite.
So green.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh.
Well, ironically, we share the same favorite color.
No, you don't.
Well, yeah, it's like, well, it's one of the main, because like you can't have just one favorite color. Like, there's no way.
No.
You have to have
orange.
multiples. Like for me,
Orange.
like
really.
Yeah.
Interesting. I haven't heard. I've heard people say they love yellow.
He just wants to be Aquaman. Leave him alone.
Please don't say you want to be Aquaman.
No, I don't.
I'll be very disappointed.
He's like, guys, I gave it soccer.
Your superpower is to talk to fish. Think about
Yeah, that's
this.
a little weird. I used to be afraid of fish.
Definitely cannot be Aquaman. Then.
I like where this is going. No, I remember because my favorite color, even though it's not a color, everyone's like it's a shade. It's not a color. It's black. So whenever someone like, what's your favorite color? I'll just say green. That way, like they don't ever give me like, oh, that's not a color.
Why can't you just be like a very, very dark white?
Can there be a dark white?
No, because eventually it just turns gray and then black.
Oh yeah.
It's just, I mean, I don't think you can have a dark white. Like you can have a bright white. You can have a white off white, but you can't have
like.
Then
just say a really, really dark green.
It's like like
so
when
black.
No, it's like when you see a freshly painted wall and it's white. And then
but what kind of white? Like we're talking eggshell white.
No, eggshell white's like a light beige. No, never mind. Let's not get into this. It's too complicated. Too many colors. I'm not getting involved.
I just painted my room a couple months ago. That's why. And I got these things. The podcast can't see it, but
yeah. For those who are wondering,
like little square things.
He's got these little square things hung on his wall, and the wall is gray, but the little square things are white. For those who are wondering what it is we're talking about.
Yeah.
We forgot.
What are those things and why?
They are lights.
Oh, he's got a light wall.
Got a light wall.
No, he's got lights on the wall.
No, he's got a light wall. No, he's got a lit wall.
Bunch of teenagers. For those who are wondering why we're quiet, it's purple.
His wall's
and now it's
green.
Yeah. Anyways,
it's changing color now. Yeah. It's just going. It's just circling through the spectrum.
Circling through colors now.
Yeah.
What was it gonna say? There was something else I was gonna ask him, But it just like kind of left because he
It,
started talking
it,
about
it
colors.
lingered away because
Yeah,
of colors.
because of colors. It was a really good
You're
question.
just like, ooh, pretty colors.
Well, no, okay. So when I was in high school, there was this teacher who I think I've told the story already. He would walk into the classroom, and he was like an applied English teacher, and he would grab his keys and hang them on one end of the chalkboard, and then walk to the other side. And he's like, whoever would stay staring at my shiny keys, I knew was never gonna pay attention to me because they were easily distracted. Like, oh, shiny.
It's like, why would he hang it there?
No, but I think it's more or less like the fact that he went through this whole ritual of every time doing this. It's like walk into the class. I don't even introduce myself. I walk to one end of the room. I hang my keys. I walk to the other end of the room.
Just to see who would pay attention.
And there's that one guy who's like in the back, like freaking out, like, what's going on?
Would we know him?
Am I in the right English class? This is grade 10 English, right? Like, am I not? Like, what's going on? But yeah, it was funny. And then they made him teach essential math, which was the funniest thing because he was teaching essential math in an English class, and a student would come in and be like, "Sir, do you have a calculator?" And he'd be like, "Guys, this is an English class. Do you see any calculators in this room? We got a stack of Macbeth books in the corner, but that's it." Yeah, fun times. I remember those times.
I don't, because I wasn't there.
Yeah.
You know, it would have been a fun time for me. Yeah.
Look, I like that you guys are going to the same high school I went to, but like it's so different from when I was there.
Absolutely.
Because they renovated basically the whole building. I don't know where anything is anymore besides the classrooms that are still there, like the foods class, the music rooms, like a few of the other like one-off science classes and stuff. But like the whole building, like when you walk in now, like the main entrance isn't the main entrance. Like the main entrance is no longer the main entrance. The main entrance is like the lobby entrance, and the lobby entrance like it's
That
so
is the main entrance.
yeah, I know, but like before it wasn't like it wasn't like that, okay? Like from the side, not from like like it was just so I don't know whoever did this design. I need to talk to them. Like they're just messing with me every time I walk into that building.
Well, they're not messing with us. We're fine.
Well, because you guys never lived this.
No, I did.
Although there's been one or two bathrooms that just been under construction that they've been using.
Yo, okay,
Yeah.
so here's the thing. So when was it? Victor plays in the school band for those. And I went to one of the concerts, and as soon as I walked in, I'm like, there's a camera there. Then I walk around a corner to go to the washroom, like, there's another camera there. I'm like, wait a minute. And I walked upstairs to the second floor. I'm like, turn a corner, there's another camera there. And I'm like, what are you guys doing in the school? We're gonna put cameras everywhere.
Well, you see,
Oh, the security cameras?
What?
The security cameras?
Yeah, when I was there were no
Yeah.
cameras. Yo, man, we got away with so many things.
we still do because they don't really watch the security
No,
cameras.
I mean, we did so many things that I look back on and say, wow, we were really living life. But like, there are things where I'm like, wow, like I remember there was a time where we all used to hang out like in this hallway where there's like a camera now looking down the hallway, and like I remember like fights would break out in this hallway and like nothing ever happened. But like now I'm like that could never happen in this hallway.
No, we just do it in the main lobby now, where everybody can see it.
Yeah, I've heard something stupid like that happen.
Like, I remember like there were like other things too, where like people would like certain pranks would play in that specific hallway can't happen anymore because there's a camera.
It's called whipped cream.
We don't do that.
You just put whipped cream on all the
Like
cameras.
I remember like do you guys still do like the end of the year pranks? Do those still happen?
Yeah, but they're not as good.
What was last year's?
Really?
It wasn't that good.
I don't
Okay,
even
so
remember it happening.
the year I graduated, because the grade 12s do like pranks and stuff, but like the year I graduated, someone was like it was like a really bad idea. I don't know who did it, but whoever did, they were like pouring oil like over all the entrances. So like you'd like and because like the floor is like marble, right? You'd like
Yeah.
slip on it. So like
That's
I remember in front of the
stupid.
gym, they just like lined the entire entrance in like a pool of like baby oil, essentially. So like anyone who'd walk out was just like, it's over. Like this is how you die, kind of thing.
But it must have smelled so nice.
I mean, it did smell. It smelled like baby oil all over the place. And then they released a bunch of like, I think it was like crickets or like, I don't know,
What?
crickets or cockroaches in like two staircases. I think it was just one staircases, but like one of the staircases. But it was like crazy, crazy. Like you know what a foods class is?
Yeah.
So that staircase right there,
Yeah.
that staircase is like covered in like bugs. Like
That
an
can't.
infestation type thing. Like it was crazy. I don't know how they did that, but like it happened.
Fun.
Yeah.
He's like, I use that staircase.
Every day.
There still could be bugs there.
I don't know, man. I just know it happened.
He doesn't want to go to school ever
Dude,
again.
this was like what? Like almost 6 years ago now. So it's been a minute.
Actually, we had a small ant infest in the tower.
Yeah, there's always ants.
Oh yeah.
Ants are like the
No, but like a lot.
What
Like,
is
some
it?
kid laid down on the ground for a little bit, and he had like ants crawling.
What
all
is
over
it?
him.
I think there's like a stat I read somewhere where I think there's like, what is it, for every one person there are like, I think like something like 100 to 200 ants on Earth. So like ants, if they wanted to conquer the world, if they all banded together, they could take over the Earth. We would just die. Like
I'll
so.
become the ant overlord.
Well, I mean, the real king here is Ant-Man.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So you think you could take control of those ants?
Yeah, basically have like the most underrated superpower ever. Talk to ants, but realistically, he's like
He could take over the world.
take over the world on like a flip of a switch. It's actually crazy. It's like he's overpowered to the point of no return. But yeah, like there were that. What was it when our sister graduated from the same high school? They put like Vaseline on like every doorknob and behind every locker. So like you'd walk into like a room, you touch the doorknob, hand covered in Vaseline, go wash your hand, put your hand on the faucet's got Vaseline on it. Go to your locker, you put
Ugh.
your hand, you pick up your lock, it's covered in Vaseline. It's like there's just Vaseline everywhere. But I can't imagine how many buckets of Vaseline they went through to pull this off.
Yeah, they must have bought like those big jars and
Yeah.
grabbed
Like,
a
but
handful.
imagine how many of those they had to buy though. Cause imagine, and back then, like, I mean, there was like maybe double the amount of students that are now in the school. Like every locker was being used,
Yeah. So.
except for the one that has a brick wall behind it. That one
Yeah.
don't get.
Yeah,
Have
that
you
one
seen that,
doesn't-
Daniel?
No, I
Do you
don't
know
think
about
so.
the locker? Okay, in the tower, there's this one locker
I'll show you the locker.
that has like a brick wall. Like when you open it, there's just like bricks.
Well, no, they painted over it.
Really?
Yeah. So now it just looks like red
Painted bricks.
drywall.
They painted. It's just, I don't understand why we're doing this. Why are we doing this? Like, there's so many. Like, I don't understand anymore. Like, I genuinely don't understand. Like, 95% of things that happen in this school are just like, what? Why? Like, wasted paint.
I don't know what to tell you. We should be using this money for pencils because students keep forgetting their pencils.
Did you know what? I had a teacher tell us once, to the people in the room, don't share your pencils. You know why?
Why?
Because then they'll always ask you for a pencil when they need one, because they know you'll give it to them. So say no, and next time they'll make sure to bring a pencil.
We're not gonna do that.
Hitler's like, we're Canadians. We're nice people.
This is called Two Latin Brothers Podcast. Did the name not give it away that I'm Latino?
I mean, yeah, but like we have the maple leaf in the logo for a reason.
Okay, but that's because we were born in Canada.
Thus being Canadian.
Yeah, but where did your father come from? Where does your mother come from?
That has nothing to do with me on a personal level.
I could have been born anywhere, and that blood would still be Latino.
But you're
if we had the same parents.
But you're born here.
It makes me Canadian by words.
No, by birth.
No, by words.
You were born.
By documentation, okay?
Okay, you don't have documentation to begin with. You were just born here.
Yeah, true.
It's like how, you know what's interesting though in America? If you're born in America, you're forced to stay in America. But if you're like born Canadian, your parents are allowed to take them. Like if they don't get accepted into Canada, say like you're trying to stay in Canada,
Yeah.
your kid's born in Canada, they will send you back with your kid like to your country, but the kid will still hold Canadian like rights. So like if anything ever happens, like
the kid wants to come over here.
No, like say like the country like they're in, like I don't know, say they're like they were like Syrian, right? During the war, right? They were born here, then they went back, the war broke out, the whole thing happened. The kid calls for asylum to Canada. Canada is legally obligated to save that kid. Just the kid though.
That
Not
doesn't
everybody.
sound right though. Like if you're born in America, you can't leave. That doesn't sound right.
Well, it's not like sometimes they take the kid from them, or like also depending if they get the kid documented or not. Like it's this whole thing. Here, every single person is tracked. Like
Yeah.
you enter, you come in, like, and when they take in giant masses of people, what they do is they even get their fingerprints of
Yeah.
everybody, even the little kids. It's really interesting. Like I remember when they got like all the Syrians to come into Canada, and a lot of people were upset about that, but it was really interesting. I think the country did a good job with that. But like they got everybody's fingerprints, and it was really funny because all the little kids they had them like put like face, they were like finger painting, slapping their hands on like it's just like this. There's like B-roll of like the news anchor talking, and like this kid slapping his hand on like the thing. It's like the funniest thing. It's like slapping his face. Like, Mom, look, I'm finger painting. It's all black. It's real funny. But like stuff like that, like,
Yeah.
we track everything
Everything.
Yeah.
and yet nothing at all.
Yeah.
It's the only thing we track. The only thing we care about is how many people come and go.
Yeah. This is what truly matters.
I don't know about that.
No, I think it does.
I mean, aren't we all citizens of Earth though? I mean, think about it. A world without borders, so many problems would be solved.
No, so many problems would be caused.
Yeah, like what?
Because if there's no borders in Canada, people can just be like, "This is my land now."
No, I mean like if there were no borders at all and like all the land belonged to everybody.
It'd just be continuous work because people are greedy.
No, you don't know that.
Yes, I do.
I mean, we could go through like a tough 5 years, a tough 5
A
years.
man in power.
Yeah.
A man who's a president or prime minister is a man who likes to rule. They can say, "I don't like to rule," but clearly you're ruling a country, so technically.
I mean, Canada is like, on the grand scheme of things, like resource wise, we're a big country.
Yeah, we are.
But
big.
like,
we are a big country,
but-
anyways. We're
but
the
like,
second
that's-
largest country in the world.
Yes, I know, but like resource wise, but like economically, we're like itty bitty little thing. Like
we could be so much richer than we are, but we're nice and we like to leave people their rank, and stuff like that.
No, we care about the environment.
No, I know.
Yo, man, like honestly, like if Canada had like, I like how Daniel's just like listening to us talk at this point.
He's
That's
getting,
alright.
getting a live act of the podcast.
This is just weird. Like I've never had to do this before. Like record one over Skype like this. Like I've done it. Actually, I've done it once before, but not like this. It was different.
Yeah.
Also, because I was like outside. Like I was actually outside.
Outside?
Yeah, I was like sitting outside, like on the steps of
Oh.
our house when we were recording it. It was funny. I was just like sitting there, like, yeah. So that's just what's going on. Also, because like we had like I think we had people over, and I'm like I need like 45 minutes, guys. 45 minutes. I just walked outside. Whereas we've done a few where we've actually done it walking
Actually,
around.
if you listen to our Stranger Things episode, we go to Timmy's. Well, Tim Hortons, for those who don't know, Tim Hortons is a place where you can get coffee and donuts and deliciousness. Yeah. Well, yeah, we had like this whole episode where we were like at the library. I brought in complete strangers on the podcast, and then we walked to Timmy's, and then we walked home. It was great. All in audio though. Yeah.
It's like an auditory vlog.
Yeah.
It's the most bizarre thing we've done.
What's the bizarrest thing you've done in your life?
It's a lot of bizarre things I've done.
Bizarre things.
He's like, I'm a teenager. What do you expect? I'm just trying to figure it out.
I can't think of just one thing.
Okay, I
Okay,
think
then say two.
he said one.
You
He
have to
can't
give me-
even think of.
You have to give me an example, and then if I think of something.
I don't know how to give you an example.
Okay, so this one time.
Exactly.
Okay, so this one time, I was walking on the street. Like it's bizarre because from like an outsider's perspective, it's kind of bizarre. But like what happened afterwards, it was nice. So like when you're alone and you're listening to music, and you're just like singing along and vibing, right? So like this one time, this happened to me. Like I was just singing along and like vibing to the music, literally walking down like a public street, because it was like empty, like in the middle of the day. And then this old lady saw me. Like I mean, if anyone would have seen me, they'd be like, "This guy's crazy. Like he's lost his mind." Because like you can't even tell I'm listening to music because like I have like single like completely wireless earphones. So like I had my hat on too. This was like I think it was like the January. So like I had my toque on. You can't see that I'm listening to music. And I'm just like singing along and like basically dancing while walking. And then this old lady walks over to me and she says, "I'm gonna take out my ear." So I go, sorry, what did you say? And she goes, I just want to tell you that like you reminded me so much of my late husband when he was alive. Like he would do this all the time. And I was like, oh, dang, like that just oof really hits it. She was like all teary about it, and I was like, I'm so sorry. She's like, no, it's great. Like, it's nice. But like that, like from an outsider's perspective, it's like the craziest thing. It's like this guy's crazy. He's on something. Someone should tell me.
Yeah.
No, like think about it. If you saw some guy just like dancing around and singing, like walking down the street, you'd be like, I'm gonna avoid that guy. I'm gonna stay on this side of the street.
I'd avoid him, but I'm thinking to myself, oh, that guy's having a good time.
Yeah, but like you know what I mean? Like it's still like
Yeah.
right? Like and even now, like what like sometimes I'll catch myself off guard where like I'll forget, like especially when I'm on like the train now, because we have a train in the city. When I'm on the train, like I'll forget that like I'm surrounded by people and I'll like start saying be like, what am I doing? Like, because I'll just like zone out listening to the music and I'll start singing along to the song.
Yeah.
And then the guy sitting like next to me or like in front of me be like, what are you doing?
It's like that guy on TikTok who sings songs like out loud and like screams them, and he also does like name calling stuff.
Yeah.
It's great.
Now I'm gonna have to link him in the description.
No,
Hold on.
no, you don't. No, you
I think
You know how many
everybody's
things
seen
I've had
this
to
video.
link in the description at this point because you keep mentioning them.
Okay, well, you don't have to. You're not obligated.
But then I'm like I feel bad because then it's like a copyright thing and it's
No,
like
it's not.
you never know, man. I don't know. He can claim anything he wants. They can do whatever they want. This is the world of like,
It's like you stole my nickel. I'm gonna sue you now.
yeah. What is it like? What is like Spotify streams are like the craziest thing though. They only get like I think like 3/4 of a quarter of a penny per stream.
Yeah.
So it's like 0.0075 cents. Daniel's face right. It's priceless. He's just like, what? You're kidding. Yeah, so only if you're charting, you're making crazy money.
Yeah.
Like crazy, crazy money. We're talking like bank, but everybody else is just like, I'm dying. I'm suffering.
Yeah.
I made $5 in 3 years. And only 100 people listen to my song.
Mm-hmm. Life sucks.
So Daniel, do you know what you want to pursue when you're done high school?
No. It was a confident no.
He's very good at saying no. He's not one of those.
I really don't know.
You don't know? You have no idea?
No, I haven't even filled in the course that I want to take for next year, grade 12.
Are you serious? That was already due.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna talk. I think I talked to my guidance counselor about that, and she's like, "Oh, you got to come in after March break," but we got another 2 weeks ago, if not more. It seems like the school year might be done.
Yeah. My school year is basically like done because I finished in the middle of April. So like my classes were canceled this week, and I do something called placement / co-op / it's like wherever you are, it's called something else. Anyway, but like I go to like a place and I basically work for experience or to get an idea of the job. And it's crazy because the place where I work at is like an immigration office. So people are like literally coming in from like, well, they like literally just got here. So like people with like their suitcases will come in and like they're like, I'm looking for this or like they're looking for this spot, and we'll be like, no, you're on like that person's on the second floor, or the department you're looking for is on this other floor, and like they'll always come to like this floor, the one I'm on, but it's like it's always interesting. So I remember the last week I was there, they were handing out like disinfectant wipes. There was like one on like every desk. Like it was crazy. Like just going through all of that with them was like, whoa, this is like getting serious. It's getting real.
So you meet lots of people at this?
Yeah, tons of people, lots of people. Well, like I mean,
lots of fresh people.
lots of people who like have some of them have like really good English, and others like don't speak a word of English, or like they only speak French, or we get a lot of Arabic, a lot of what is it like Arabic, and there's another language, I forgot what it's called, but there's like a bunch of like a lot of Middle Eastern languages, a couple of Asian languages, like a lot of Swahili, and then a couple of other like one-off African languages as well. Which
I love how you forgot Spanish.
No, I mean we get some, but not a lot. Usually it's like like families or like one person, but like it's not that often that Spanish people come to Canada. Usually they go to America
Yeah.
because in America it's like Spanish and English. So like it's not so bad when they go to America. They're like, oh, you also speak Spanish? Yeah, man, what's up? Like you want cats, like you got to learn a whole new language,
It's like
either
you've
English or
given up on
French.
society.
Yeah, like it's very complicated for that aspect. So like a lot of people have to like learn an entirely new language, and some people aren't worth going. Like they don't want to go through that hassle of learning a new language.
Especially
It's
when
like,
they just came in
yeah,
the country and it's already a stressful situation.
Yo, man, it's like some of the stories I've heard are genuinely crazy. Like I can't talk about them, obviously, but some of them are like you're like this is like you really question like it's like when you hear about movies and stuff, you're like, nah, this stuff only happens in the movies, and then like they tell you this crazy story, and you're like, man, you should write this down. You'd make it billions of dollars. This would be a movie. But they're like, then you like see how the trauma of it all is like really affecting them on a personal level, on a personal level, and then you feel like such a horrible person. You're like, you're still going through this, aren't you?
yeah.
So it's like the complete other side of it. So it's just it's an adventure from start to finish. To be honest, it's really interesting. But yeah, so you have no idea what you want to do.
No,
Do you
no.
like science?
I'm taking physics and it's all right so far. Um, I don't know. I like art. I'm one of those art kids.
You're one of those art kids.
Yes, I brought back.
It just goes live.
I'm just joking.
I
I
mean,
brought back from one of my oh, I forget what it's called. Art schism things. Yeah,
art.
God.
You're doing an art
Art
schism.
schism. Yeah, I
What
did
is
it
what is that?
because
It
I
stands for something.
yeah, I honestly don't know what it is. I was just told I should sign up for it. Jeez.
You should shine up for it. For the
And
schism.
then
What
I
what is
get
an
all
art
these.
schism?
An art schism is basically, well, there's different kinds of schisms,
Yeah.
but I don't really know what it stands for because obviously I'm not doing one. Um, it's basically where like your courses are designed for a specific thing.
Mhm.
So if you're doing a science schism, you're taking most of the sciences and you're probably going to partake in the sciences. If you take an art schism, you're most likely going to go become an artist or something.
Okay, so you mean to tell me that now, based on what you're taking, is what based on your interests is how the courses are tailored?
Yeah. Yeah, you can take different schisms or you can just take like normally how
You
we
know
are.
how useful this would have been when I was in high school, like
Uh,
6, 7 years ago. Would have saved my life. Like everybody's like,
you can take like if you want to become like I don't know, computer science. There's probably a schism for that.
There's a
wow,
gym. There's like fitness
Yeah, there's a
schism.
fitness one too.
this is unbelievable. I missed out on so much. Going back to high school, guys, it's unbelievable. I feel like I was cheated.
It's called now. There's like a yoga class.
There's a yoga. Oh, actually, no, there was one when I was there.
Really?
Yeah, actually, I
Apparently it's
think
new.
no, when I was there, they started it, and I think
Something happened. They stopped.
yeah, they stopped it for some. I think it's because like barely anybody signed up the second time. I think like only 4 or 5 people signed up for it, and then they're like, we'll take this away.
Yeah.
Like that tends to
Well, they
happen.
brought it back.
It's like how there was like a DJ class where they teach you how to DJ, and there was like 12 students or something like that. And then the second time they did it, like only like four signed up for it,
Oh,
and then it got like shut down. But it was like it got real. This one girl though, a friend of mine, she made like a crazy mix of like the song. I still can't get over this. I have to find her and ask her if she has a copy of this. Like this is insane. She had like this remix of Under the Sea and like a Skrillex song. It was the craziest thing I'd ever heard. Like it was just so well done, and it was insane. Like I will never forget it. Like Ariel, the Little Mermaid, Under the
mhm.
Sea, that song with like Skrillex is just I don't even know how this.
I don't know how to feel about that. Something so gentle to just go Skrillex.
Okay, look. I'm not gonna. I don't know. I don't
Like if
remember.
she made it work, like
It w-
props.
that it worked. It was amazing. Like I remember our music teacher back then. He would like teach how to do mashups and stuff, and like how to go about doing it. I had a friend who did it, and he was really good at it too. But it's really funny because I have a friend who like he was like in a band, and he would start writing like songs and stuff, and just like kind of like making things up on the spot. And his really good friend like knew all the music stuff, like all the theories, and he'd be like, no, bro, you got to do this chord, and like like because like chord progressions and stuff on us, like it's really complicated. But he would be like, no, you're doing it wrong. This is how you got to do it.
Yeah.
But he's like, dude, I just want to be a DJ. He's like, but you got to know this. Yeah. So we're in quarantine. What have you been up to?
I just got back yesterday, so I've been just on my phone. I'm gonna make cookies.
You're gonna make. Oh man, I was about to be like, can I come over and get some cookies? But then I realized quarantine.
You got to stay away from him. He literally just got back.
Bro, you were at the airport. The most contaminated
Yeah.
vacations ever.
Did they screen you?
No, but they did ask me a couple questions like, "Oh, do you have a fever or something?" Which I'm pretty sure sometimes it doesn't show symptoms right away.
Yeah.
So there could be a bunch of people on that plane that had the virus.
So we'll find out in
So
14 days if you got
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
We'll keep you guys.
Let us know.
We'll keep the podcast updated as well. Just randomly like this week. So Daniel's doing all right. It's been 7 days now. No symptoms yet.
There's a guy next to me on the plane coughing, and I was kind of worried. But then he pulled out an inhaler, so I just realized his asthma. So
You don't
yeah,
cough
that's
because of
scary.
asthma.
No,
Yeah, you do?
No, I'm just
yeah, you
joking.
do.
No, I know.
What is it like? I knew a guy who he when we were in elementary school, he would walk around like a fanny pack, but it was because he had like crazy allergies that would trigger his asthma. So like he would have like 3 inhalers plus an EpiPen. And I remember this one time we were like in gym class, and he like left his like fanny pack in the gym, and I'll never forget like the fear in his face of like
Yeah.
just like it not being on him. Like he looked like he was gonna die. He just like took off running. I'm like, you're gonna trigger your asthma. Stop running. Like it was one of those like moments where it's like, dude, you're not helping. But yeah, but he would tell crazy stories of like I remember he told us a story about how he like passed out of like when he was younger, and he'd like wake up in the hospital and just straight pass out.
Wow.
Like yeah, like he had like crazy allergies. He told me this one time he had an allergic reaction to something, and he ran up to his room to get his EpiPen and passed out on his bed with the EpiPen in his
Oh,
hand. And he's like, and then he woke up in the hospital like a bunch of like things stuck to him, and he's like, what's like? I'm like, I can't imagine like as a 10, 11-year old what that must be like. Like the most scariest thing in the world. I've been abducted by aliens. Like there's just this light flashing in your face. Just like his pupils are dilated.
I had. No, I mean, I still do have, but my peanut allergy was a lot worse when I was younger. And it's funny that there's like a little plant that can get me to die. a little,
A
a
little
little nut,
plant.
a little nut can.
A tree could kill me.
I mean, a tree can kill anybody, man. Depending on how big it is, and if it falls over on you,
Well,
it's
no.
over.
Well, I haven't actually gotten tested, but I've basically grown out of like being allergic to mangoes. Oh,
Like a specific type of mango,
yeah,
specifically from
Really?
South Africa.
yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah. I know. People are just like, "You haven't had a mango." I'm like, "Yes, I've had a mango." Are you sure you've had a good mango? I'm like, "Yes, I've had a good mango." They're just like, "So if I give you mango right now, you die." I'm like, "Probably not."
But like, it's also funny because we're like half Mexican, so people are like,
How
"What?
do you do it?
How do you go about your day to day?" Like, we're like, it's not like broken, guys. Like,
Like I can have mangoes, just not a specific type.
I mean, there are different types of mango.
Yeah. There's like the big ones with like the green and red, and then there's the small like green ones and the small yellow ones.
There's also the big green ones,
Yeah, there's also the big green ones.
and there's the big red, yellow ones,
Yeah.
and green ones. They're like big red. They're like big red, green, and yellow.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're not gonna get
Yeah.
because of him. I had to learn all this stuff.
Yeah, it's great.
All the different types of mangoes. So much work for no reason.
What do you mean for no reason?
Well, for me, like I'm never gonna use this information either than that.
There's other people in this world that are allergic to mangoes.
Well, that's their problem, not mine. It's their job to watch out for what they eat, not mine. I'm like, hey, you over there eating that mango, stop.
No, but what I've learned is that when making sushi places use the big mangoes because they need to make lots of sushi, and the big ones, the big green and red ones, those are the ones I can eat of. So I'm like set whenever I go to a sushi place. It's great.
I don't understand how people eat sushi. I hate it. It's so gross.
Oh my god,
Seriously?
Daniel,
I
I'm
went.
about to end this call right now.
I went to. Is sushi Chinese?
Oh,
It's
No,
Japanese.
that's
my
Japanese.
goodness.
Anyways, I went to this Japanese restaurant. I'm assuming, and it was everybody
Okay,
was
look,
eating
if it was
sushi, and I was just eating bowls of rice because I hate sushi.
look, if you went to a Chinese place for sushi, that's probably why you don't like sushi.
Exactly, but I don't know.
Because it's
Sushi's good.
Japanese. It
All right,
depends on how the rice.
you know what? As soon as the quarantine's over, we're gonna take Daniel to eat sushi
Yeah,
I
the
went to
right way.
we're gonna
that
take
place
it.
on Munch.
No,
No.
there's like a bunch of them, but there's
Well,
like
yeah,
a
it's
few
like
good
a
Normally,
ones.
normally, ten sushi makes pretty good sushi.
Yeah, they're all right.
I say normally.
They're all right.
They're all right.
Depends. Like, there's a few places in the city that are pretty good,
Yeah.
and then there are like like me and a friend of mine. We've gone to like so many different sushi places because we were looking for like a good sushi place, and we just kept
Yeah.
looking.
See, when you're eating sushi, you shouldn't be thinking of what's in the sushi. You should be thinking about how it tastes, right? Because there's people that are just like, oh, it's raw fish. It's technically not raw though.
It's still
It's
cooked,
still cooked.
just not the conventional way.
Yeah. It's more steam cooked.
I love his facial expressions. I wish people could see this. Like, he's
It's
just
like
he
honestly,
looks like in complete
Gross.
disgust. He's like,
it's not it's not
I can't
it's
believe
not
it.
raw though. People are just like, it's raw.
No, it's not the fact that it's not cooked that grosses me out. It's not the fact that it's fish. I don't like. I
So
don't
it
like
goes
fish.
back to his fear of fish. This is a full circle here, guys. Full circle.
Why do you think you're scared of fish? Or did something happen?
Oh no, I'm fine with fish now. It's just when I was in the ocean, they freaked me out. It's like, oh, this thing can breathe under here, but I can't, and it's really fast.
So okay, so because it can breathe underwater, it freaks you out.
Yeah,
Thinking about it, he's just like, that's.
I think that's what we're gonna
That's-
title the. I think that's what
I
we're gonna
think I'm
title the
fine
episode.
now.
It can breathe underwater.
Yeah,
No, there's a lot. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of irrational fears. Like, when I was younger, I was terrified of heights. Like like to the point of no return. Like, I mean, like, I could rarely climb up a play structure without like panicking.
really.
I love heights.
I like heights.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
I'm not the same person. I mean, now I don't care, but like back then it was like there's a lot of things like that. Like, there, like, what is it, that girl who's like afraid of pickles? She was like
Was a
viral.
girl afraid of pickles?
Yeah, they call her pickle girl or pickle something. I can't
So they
remember.
Why would you make fun of that? Pickle
No, like,
girl?
it's like
they call her pickle.
she has
girl.
a crazy
Wow, what a bully.
no, like, she has this crazy irrational fear to pickles. Like, I'm not even joking.
Is she
Like,
a
wait,
cat?
like,
Could
no,
you be allergic? No, that's cucumber.
no, like, way back, she just she went like viral kind of thing. And she because couldn't um she couldn't be around pickles essentially. And then I
Wow.
remember how I think she was like on Ellen a few years ago, and Ellen bought out like this huge tray of like pickles, and like the girl literally gets up and just bolts out of the studio. Like, she just bolts it. She just runs out. And she's almost at the exit when another person with another tray of pickles comes out, and she just books it in the opposite direction.
That's kind of mean.
Why would you do that?
Actually,
That's so
exposing
mean.
to their phobia can actually make it worse.
No, I know, but like, cause a lot they were just trying to prove that like it was real, cause like a lot of people thought she was faking it. But
What if
like,
she just saw a
Yeah.
pickle and then instantly just decided to scream and shout?
no, yeah, but like, so when they caught her off guard like that, like
It was instant reaction.
yeah, like you could genuinely see like the fear in her face, like
Yeah.
the instant, like the fight or flight moment in her face. You're
Yeah.
like, there's no way you can fake that. Like, this is legit real. This is a real problem. Someone stop her.
Yeah. It's like people who are scared of being under like ceilings. I don't know how they make it. Yeah, that's
That's
the thing.
that's a thing.
Yeah, that's a thing. There's
He looks up. Ceiling?
like no, but they're afraid of like natural ceilings. So like if you're in like a cave or something, they'll be like
Oh, yeah.
and like if you're like in a tent, they'll probably be like terrified. It's like unsturdy. Like when you can't see the structure that they're like terrified.
That's I don't know about that. You know what? I think we've run out of time.
Yeah, we have run out of time.
Like I
We-
just
Yeah,
I
we
just
just realized.
When did we start?
51 minutes ago.
Oh, and you guys do like 45-minute episodes, right? Yeah.
Well, it doesn't really matter. I mean, at
Yeah.
this point, I mean, I'm probably gonna crop a lot of this out anyway.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes. This has been Daniel.
Yeah, this
Hello.
what?
No, hello, bye.
This has been for this podcast, guys. Daniel, if you'd like to shout out yourself or anybody.
I'm on the spot here. Follow me on Instagram, Daniel Tobin. I don't know.
I'll link it in the description.
Yeah, you guys can follow me and Adrian at Victor. Oh no, you guys can just follow the podcast at Two Latin Brothers Podcast.
Yeah, and everything else will be linked in the description.
As always, guys, you guys can leave comments because we want to do those Q&A questions one day.
We don't have enough questions to do it yet.
Yeah.
There's this one person.
Watch Daniel just like pull out his phone and just write like 20 questions. All the questions I didn't get to ask while I was on. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Makes sense.
Look, the poor guy's probably jet lagged. He just got back. He's in quarantine. Like,
he's having it rough.
He wants cookies and they don't give them to him, so he has to make his own cookies. Like, it's been a rough 24 hours. Leave him alone.
I've been off my sleep schedule for like 2 weeks almost.
Oh man. So he's cranky. He's not getting enough sleep. Like, there's a lot of determining factors here.
Yeah,
I haven't seen Julia in like a month. Am I allowed to say her name?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
It's okay. Honestly. It's more of... it's good. You know what? It's great. I'm probably going to have her on one day. Without...
We'll find out. We'll find out all the things we didn't find out right now. Yeah. From another source.
Honestly. Okay, guys. So this has been Two Latin Brothers Podcast. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.